Hi Year 10, Mr. Tapley here for your next lesson of Year 10 Geography. So this lesson we'll be looking at environments, so trying to define environments. What does that mean? What are the different types of environments, especially found in Australia? We'll be looking as a case study, as an example. The success criteria is to be able to define what makes an environment and what differentiates the different types of environments. And then why are they important to human life? Why should we care? So, there are many different types of environments with different characteristics, different features. So they have different climate, wildlife, locations, different geographical features. So some places have mountains, some places have deserts, some places have caves, valleys, oceans, etc. Some of the different types of environments you might find include deserts, forests, grasslands, mountains, oceans, freshwater rivers and lakes, and then coral reefs. Up in Queensland by the Great Barrier Reef, we've got one. Australia is a very biodiverse nation, and what that means is that we have bio, life, and then diverse, lots and lots of different. So we have lots of different types of environments. Some countries are just cold or hot. We've got a lot of things in Australia, and that gives us a lot of unique animals and plants, so fauna and flora, and a lot of unique natural landscapes. It's why Australia is such a popular tourist destination. There's nowhere else on the world like Australia. So what I'd like you to do is to just quickly read about. You don't need to write any questions down, but this will help you for the next activity. So what I'd like you to do is use that link at the bottom there, the National Geographic link, and find out a little bit of information about one of these types of environments. So I'll show you where that link takes you. It takes you here, and you can see they've got valleys, caves, rainforests. So for example, if I clicked on, let's go for rainforests, why not? All I want you to do for this slide activity is just read through what we've got here. Read through the information here. You don't need to write anything down or answer any questions. I just want you to be aware of one of the types of environments that we'll be looking at in the next activity. And what is that next activity, you ask? Well, this lesson you'll be examining a map of Australia that shows the different ecoregions or environments around the nation. So I mentioned that it's a very biodiverse nation. What we've got now is a map that shows you the different types of environments you can find in Australia. So in Google Classroom assignments, and I'll show you where this is in a moment, you will find semester 2 learning task, environmental map of Australia. It's not a cat. Some people hear learning task and they think, ooh, oh no, I need to write an entire essay's worth of information. Not true, just a learning task to assess your knowledge of environments and your ability to evaluate maps. So if you can look at a map and tell me that is that, this is this, you're fine. So complete the questions and submit your individual file before the next lesson. Our next lesson is Monday, I believe, so Monday the 27th. But I'll remind you about that in the lesson plan. The link below will support your efforts in analysing the map and defining the different types of environments found in Australia. So just like the last slide, you just need to click on that link there, and where that will take you is here, this website here, from the Australian Government, Department of the Environment, and you can see we've got a nice map of Australia here, and those different colours represent different types of environments in Australia. So you've got deserts, forests, rainforests, grasslands, lots of forests basically, lots of different types of forests. And if you're wondering what the difference is between those types of forests, well, we've got our definitions right here. So you don't need to use anything other than this website really to finish the learning task. So it's not breaking out textbook, looking through 600 pages, it's not going to find research off the internet, it's really just this website here. So if I go to my Google Classroom for Year 10 Geography, class introduction, which the majority of you completed, thank you for that. We've got Sem 2 learning task, environmental map. It's not there right now when I'm recording this video, but it will show up in Google Classroom tomorrow at 8 a.m. So Sem 1 learning task, environmental map of Australia. You can see if you click on the rubric, it's an S or N. Though I should mention that you guys have parent-teacher interviews coming up next week, so probably want an S rather than N. If you click on the learning task, it will open up this. So that's the exact same map that you saw in this website here. I've just blown it up a bit bigger so you can actually read the map. And all you need to do is answer these questions at the bottom. So I've got 4 questions, not a lot, nice and easy. Question 1, which is the most common ecoregion or environment in Australia? So what you would do is look at the most common color on the map, basically. Each color represents a different type of environment, ecoregion. So try and find the most common color, and you'd write that answer there. One sentence, not too difficult, hopefully. Number 2, which types of ecoregions, environments are present in Victoria? So you need to find Victoria on a map, which I'm hoping most of you can do. Otherwise, get out Google Maps. And then you're looking for which of these is present in Victoria. And again, one sentence, write it down. Question 3, define these ecoregions. So I've given you 1, 2, 3, 4 types of ecoregions, types of environments that we have in Australia, and all you need to include is a definition for question 3. So in your definition, you might tell me what the climate is like, what the weather is like. Do they have a lot of rain in the desert? Probably not. In a rainforest? Probably, it's in the name. And maybe 1 or 2 types of animals or plants found in this environment. And again, if we go to that website, got ourselves a lot of information here to answer those questions. And then final question, this map was constructed in 2012, so 8 years ago. What changes do you believe may have occurred to the environment in Australia since then? So consider the impact of human activities that you saw in the Before the Flood documentary in our last lesson when we were looking at environmental change. This is what happened in 2012. What do you think that map looks like today? Do you think the environments have stayed the same? Do you think some of them are slightly smaller, some of them are slightly bigger? Do you think it's completely different, a little bit different? 1 or 2 sentences for question 4, and that'll finish you up for the lesson. And all you need to do is go back to Google Classroom, press submit in the top right. I'll get a notification, I can see what you've written down, and I'll be able to give you a satisfactory for that, hopefully. But if you have any questions about the assignment, if you have any questions about the slides, or you're just having technical difficulties, please let me know and I'll do whatever I can to get you an extension, get you support, or to help you through the problem individually. And yeah, that's all I've got, guys. Best of luck. Cheers.